Morning team, hope you're well. Daylight savings, so it's 10 to 7 and the moon's still up. You probably won't be able to see it, little dot there. Moon's still up out on this side and the sun's only just coming up over the horizon on that side, so getting a little bit ridiculous how dark it is in the mornings now. So anyway, what I can do, that's better. There I am. So just been down to start the recycle pump. So we've got all the water draining off the rice now, or I'm draining the last section now. So we can drain it into the dam below the corn, and then we've just got to lift it back round to get it to run back into the pivot dam. So the pivot ran out of fuel. The pump on the dam ran out of fuel, which sort of worked out pretty well. I was going to fill it up last night, and then I just thought if that runs out, well, it'll give the recycle pump a bit of a chance to catch up, but it hasn't really caught up that much. They must have nearly shut off about the same time, so which is fine. So I've just started it again. I'll just give it a minute to, I'll go back in a minute and get it to see whether it's primed up. And then we might give it till, I don't know, lunchtime or something like that till, just to let the water build up in the dam a bit, because the pivot will pump out the water quicker than what the recycle pump can pump it in. So if we get a good head to start with, we'll be have a bit up our sleeve. Just here, just going to turn. I've got neighbours just got some seconds wheat. They don't have sheep, so they're just going to bring that round and we'll bang it in the silo here. So I'm just going to turn this auger around for them. We've actually started lambing, and we're going to split those ewes up this morning because there's probably be more lamb tonight. Overnight. There was a set of twins yesterday morning, which is about a week early, but that's all right. So we're going to split them up into their little mobs and get them on the loose and that this morning. So there'll be a bit of mucking around doing that. And then I'm not sure which direction we're heading in then. I want to try and get, the air seeder going, so that'll be after lunch probably. Tony's got an appointment this morning, but Brendan should be here first thing. I'm sure we'll find something to show you. I've got no doubt about that. Right, I'll get this auger turned around. Refueling. You can see the dam's pretty low. Sort of see where the gravity height is, where it runs in before we've got to pump it in. So we'll give that other pump a bit of time to catch up. Doesn't seem to be a lot of, thought there might have been more water running off the rice than what there is. So whether it's just taking its time, this channel's pretty clogged up, or the drain's pretty clogged up with weeds and that now, so that'll be holding it up a little bit. But pivot's sort of done. It's probably a bit hard to see, but it's not quite half a circle, so that's all right though. If we haven't got enough runoff water, we'll just order a bit for a day and just to get the circle finished. So anyway, it'll be a nice enough day again. I think we're talking 30 degrees by the end of the week again for Easter. We're week leading into Easter, so guys will work up until obviously Thursday, and then Good Friday we've got family coming up. So my sister and her partner and kids are actually staying out with us on the farm, so probably won't do a lot apart from feed a few woolies and that on Friday. So check, obviously we'll be full steam into lambing by then. So anyway, we'll just see how we go, see what's happening. While we're filling that up, what's happened is we've run out of fuel, so we've just got to prime it up again. So essentially we've just got a little hand primer here, and you can feel the resistance, whether it's pumping fuel or not. But what we do, we just need to get the air out of the system again. So I have tap there above the filter, and I've got fuel to there. So what I'm going to do is there's a fitting around here just on the back of the injector pump. I'm just going to spin this here. I'm just going to clip this up there if I can, maybe. Put you down there. Sing out if you can't see. So I'm just going to crack this injector line here, and then hopefully if I pump fuel, I think that'll be 17mm, which it is. With a bit of luck I can be able to pump it, and you've just got a mechanical fuel pump on them, these things, rather than a electric one. Need longer arms. The motor's still warm. It actually hasn't been stopped for that long, so it rang. Probably why the dam's emptier than what I thought it was going to be. So I've got fuel here. I only brought one rag with me, which wasn't ideal. I'll have to have a look at my ute, see if I've got another one. Because everything's getting covered in diesel, including myself. What I might try and do is actually see whether it'll start. Right, found a rag, which was good. An old towel in the ute that's been slowly getting pulled off. These motors have got a clutch on them here that you can disengage, so it's not running the pump. Now the trick's going to be is not having heaps of success here, so I'll just have another go. Turn the watchdog off so it starts. Happy days. So, spilled a bit of diesel around the place, but anyway, that's all right. So, yeah, as I said, I'll let that water build up, and then we'll come down and start it again. So we're just doing this with the ute and the buggy. We've trying not to stir them up too much. Just left the dogs at home. There's been a few more. Brendan's left a few more behind, so there's obviously been a few more drop overnight. So yeah, we'll get them. The bulk of them will go under this on this loosened pivot, but yeah, we will. There'll be a couple of little mobs just on some dry land loosened, and we'll just have to supplementary feed them because there's not a lot of feed on the ground now. So anyway, it's all starting to happen pretty quickly. We're into it. So just putting down a bit of pre-emergent chemical. You can sort of see the yellow there. So it's a product called Treflan, pretty widely used pre-emergent chem. So essentially what we're doing is we're just putting a blanket on the ground, blanket chemical on the ground, and that'll hopefully stop the weeds from coming up through it. So you've got that in it, and just an insecticide for the bugs. So Tony and Brendan are just chucking a bit more fertiliser in the air seeder, and then I'll have to give Brendan a bit of a rundown on the isobus, and then we've got everything set up on the joystick of the tractor, so it's going to be really easy to operate. The GPS and lowering and lifting and lowering the machine, and that's all on on that joystick. So, but yeah, I just need to give him a bit of a crash course in doing it. So, anyway, well, there's only 16 hectares in this paddock, so we'll get it sown today. That should be sort of 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something here. So, yeah, but it's yeah, good to get a start at it, get a few of the bugs out early, and make sure everything's going to work. Well, we've officially started sowing 2024. So I've been with Brendan there before just to get around the controlling it and how it works up on the screen and that. So we should be at the same time. But yeah, as you can tell, pretty dry. But anyway, we're going pretty, usually we say canola about that 2.5, 2.7 kilos, but we've got plenty of seed. It's actually last year's seed, so we're sort of going on at about 6 kilos. So anyway, it's predominantly going to be sheep feed, and hopefully we can stick the header in it later on. But anyway, a few gremlins floating around that we'll want to iron out. That's why we sort of like to get going this early, and anything maintenance wise that we don't find that needs fixing, yeah, we can get onto it. So, but anyway, it's good to get going. Morning. Yeah, we've moved into another day, so I've just come out, just getting the ewes in, single bearing ewes in out the back here. Same again, there's been a few already started lambing, and not too sure how, but we've got a few lambs boxed up, or the remaining trade lambs have ended up boxed up with them, so had to get them into the yards anyway to split them up. But yeah, we're gonna have to draft them up now, which it's not the end of the world, but it's just another yeah, half an hour, so that's all right though. We'll get them split up. Yeah, so Brendan got finished sowing that first paddock last night. It all seems to be going all right, so we've got another sort of 16 hectares and a couple of little old pasture paddocks at home that we'll do. And then yeah, we're going to move around to our dairy block, and plan is we've got about 20 hectares of lucerne and clover we're going to sow, and then we'll go on to the grazing wheat. So we're going to burn some more stubbles of Savo. Yeah, so no, it's getting busy. Talking rain now, still a week out, but just after Easter, so yeah, timing will be perfect for winter cropping. Won't be ideal for summer, but that's, yeah, it's not much we can do about that. So yeah, we'll don't think the rice, I just had a look yesterday, the rice still wants, it's not going to be ready anytime soon. Well, sorry, the ground it's not going to be, but if we get 10 or 15 mil, it's probably not going to interfere too much with you know, yeah, like it'll dry out quick enough anyway. So still draining water off it. We've still got the irrigator going. Sorry, I'm just trying to close the gate. Still got the irrigator going around there. It's got about a quarter of the circle to do. So I thought it may have run out of water last night, but it didn't. It was still going this morning, which is good. So that recycle pump's going again. So yeah, anyway, we'll get these jokers drafted up and get them up where they need to be. Alright, back burning stubbles. Actually, we've got the ewes sorted up. I actually just sat the hooked the GoPro on the sheep guard fence and forgot all about it. So missed a bit of footage this morning, but anyway, that's alright. So just out here, just burning the barley stubbles. Yeah, they're burning. First one wasn't too bad. It's been clogged pretty well with the stock, so it burned alright in the end. This other one, it hasn't had many stock on it really, so it's going to burn pretty well. We're just sort of splitting it in half, about 45 hectares here. So I've done the breakdown the north and west side. We've got a southwesterly breeze, so just got a good breakdown that those two sides. I'm just going to cut it in half now, and then I'll come back down. I'll do another breakdown on the northern side of the paddock, and then we can burn the rest of it. So got a couple of other stubbles I would have liked to have got burned, but they're blowing across a road, sort of not a major road, but it's a busy enough road. So we'll just need to pick it when the wind's blowing the right direction. So anyway, just so it's not crossing the road. Yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Righto, back at home. The boys are knocked off. It's I don't know what it is, 5:45, 5:45, something like that. Sarah and the kids have gone to swimming, so we finished sowing the grazing canola this morning. I'm here at home, so we're going to move around to our dairy block in the morning. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run a bit of pre-emergent chemical out now. We've just got a block over here that's about 15 to 16 hectares, I think. It's in amongst, there's a heap of trees and that sort of stuff in there. It's not a lot of fun to be in there with the boom spray or, you know, with the header or anything in general. So what we're actually going to do, we're actually going to sow it down to pasture, so some lucerne and clover in there. So we'll do that first and then we'll swap over to the wheat. So just thought I'd do that now, and it's going to save probably a couple of hours in the morning. We can get the air seeder loaded up in the morning with the pasture seed, and yeah, we've got a little bit of I don't know, say a little bit. There's about 4 tonne of MAP fertiliser there that's untreated, so it hasn't got. So what we get done is we get a fungicide treatment put on the fertiliser when we get it delivered. So and you don't need it for the pasture. So I'll use this bit of stuff that's untreated that was left over from the summer crop. And but there's only, as I said, there's only 15 or so hectares there. So, and what we'll do is we'll fence it off and just use it as a lambing block or something like that. It's really good shelter in there with the trees and that sort of stuff, but it's not ideally suited for for cropping. So, but anyway, I'll show you when we get there, and you'll see what I mean. Trees, sort of see a fair few around. So this sort of block, spend more time you go do a lap around all the trees. Actually, there's not a lot of straight runs left. So so we just plan is we'll put pasture in here. This block is, I think there's 150 hectares here, and it's in one paddock. So the plan is we're going to split it up. Again, being an old dairy farm, it had single wire electric fences and that all sort of around it. So we're through it, and so we just pulled them all out, and we sort of slowly been trying to rejig it so it suits what we're doing a bit better. So what about it? Click you there. There you go. That's the plan anyway. So as I said earlier, this will be a good lambing block for us. Something brewing that I'll let you in on in good time. That'll sort of we'll be able to utilise this block even more, and it'll work better again. So but you can just see, you can see here the trees there. So when we sort of, you can see, I don't know whether you can see over there, there's limbs and that on the tree. When we bought this place in 2019, it hadn't had any, like it had a limb fall off a tree, and that's where it stayed. So so we spent a lot of time cleaning trees up and that sort of stuff, and we're slowly winning. As we go, as time goes by, but we haven't knocked any trees over or anything like that, but all the limbs and that was sort of we're pretty ripe for firewood most of the time anyway. But it's always, I don't know, sort of trees, you get a windstorm, something like that, and they always seem to be dropping limbs. I'm not sure why. It is a little bit frustrating. The sun's in a bad spot. But anyway. So just putting some treflan out, which is just a blanket, and then just some insecticide as well. So, and then we'll be sowing lucerne and a couple of between the trees, a couple of varieties of clover, just a mix that we had made up last year, and we've got 6 or 7 bags left over. So, anyway, we'll. I've done 14 hectares, so I haven't got much left here. I'm putting 100 litres of water out just so we're not travelling as quick. Getting good coverage. Alright, back at base camp. Got that done, which is good. I'm going to jump the ute and just head out the other farm and just make sure that burn off's alright. Yeah, it should be. There was sort of no trees or anything that it could upset, so yeah, just better do it just out of precaution. So yeah, anyway, thanks again. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.